Okay, here we have a test piece of roadbed that I'm going to use on my new layout. And what it is it's homosalt splines. They're ripped an inch and a half wide, so they're stood up on end here, so this is an inch and a half. And then there's 4 splines side by side. Down the middle here, I'm using a piece of 1/8 inch masonite that's cut to 1 1/8 inch wide, and then when that's put in the middle, so I have one spline of homosalt, another spline of homosalt, the 1/8 inch masonite, which is set down 1/8 of an inch, so there's an 1/8 of an inch deep groove here, and then 2 more homosalt splines. Inside the groove created by the masonite is a piece of 1/8 inch steel rod in there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use an idea that I got from a product called Powerbase. They make a magnetic traction system where they lay steel plates on top of the roadbed, and then you lay your track on top of that. I can't use their product. I'm not trying to rip off their idea, but because I'm hand laying track, these spikes go through the ties and into the roadbed, and I can't have a steel plate be underneath the track. Their product works for flex track, but it won't work for hand laid track. And so by making this groove in here, I can lay this steel rod in here, and then now this is just a sample freight car truck I used to test it out, and it has a round magnet on it. I'm going to use square magnets, and they'll be mounted on the bottom of the locomotive trucks. They'll be mounted right along the edge of the bolster here. And I'm only doing this on the main grade up from the lower level to the upper level. All the other little grades about the layout will just be normal. And the only reason why I'm putting this in on the big grade is because some of the smaller 3D printed shays that I'm making, they're just too light. There's not enough weight in them, and they'll just not be able to pull much up those grades. So by putting these magnets in the smaller shays, they'll give them a more prototypical traction. So you can see here this freight car test truck, I just hot glued a round magnet on the bottom of it, but I'm going to be using, like I said, the rectangular magnets. And it's got a lot of pull. It still rolls free, but if I were to tip this upside down, you can see that the truck stays on the roadbed here. I can go all the way over. So it's got a good amount of traction. I think it's going to help really well. Again, if you're doing this on FlexTrack, I would go ahead and check out the Powerbase product. The videos that you see online from it are just amazing. Small engines pulling giant trains. And it seems like it's pretty uninvasive to your locomotive. You know, I could probably just peel these magnets right off of here. No modification other than that. You don't even take the shell off the locomotive. So it's a great idea they came up with. Unfortunately, I can't get it to work for what I'm going to do. Now, when I cross bridges, I'm going to have to just paint the steel wire here black and have it just be under the ties. I don't think you'll see it because my bridges are pretty high anyways, and you know, this is about the view you get of them. So I don't think it's going to be a problem.